we don't want to keep everybody here because of the weather, but we have some concerns that obviously we tried to express today at the microphone. The bill has some problems in it. Not only are we opposed to the content, but the bill itself has some drafting problems that need to be addressed. But more than that, I think the most important thing from our perspective is that we are convinced that there is a way to do a referendum so that the public can have a voice in this. This whole session has been about stifling debate and stifling the opposition. And we hear, it's hard for us to understand how little people know about it outside 465, but when you actually get outside of 465, it's amazing how misunderstood this issue is. And it will have a huge impact on people and their livelihoods in the future. We think it will have a very negative impact on working families in the future and perhaps the economy of all of Indiana for years to come. And so we think that the people ought to have an opportunity to figure this out and to have a voice in it. So we'll continue to press for a referendum, but my question is, what's all the rush? Why are we hurrying? And for goodness sake, there is no apparent reason I can figure out why the implementation of this legislation is set for basically March 14th.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing I would add is, even there we had some very serious amendments that should have been completely and thoroughly debated. And for example, on the amendment which Senator Simpson talked about, which questioned the need for an emergency effectiveness date in the bill, I didn't hear one person tell us why that needed to
No one
occur.
answered the question.
We're putting forth serious issues that the public want to know about, and yet no one came forward. No proponent of the right to work legislation came forward to explain why there is an emergency clause in there. There were several other issues that were pushed. Senator Italian's motion, which would say that if we do have right to work, but yet you as a non-member ask for the union's assistance in a grievance procedure, you should pay some fair fee for doing that. Basically voted down without debate. I mean, why isn't that a valid fairness issue that should be considered in this bill if it's going to go forward? It just sort of seemed like our amendments weren't taken seriously by the opponents, and that their sole purpose was just, let's get this over and get out of here. And these are serious issues. They deserve to have serious debate.
I think that's a very good point. The debate today was totally lacking. The debate was one-sided. We had to get up and question our own people just to extend the debate, because the arrogance of power is really stifling in this chamber, and they are so disrespectful, not just to us as people, but to the people we represent and to the issue, that they wouldn't even come up to the microphone to justify their no votes. They go to caucus, they take a caucus bind, and that's it. And they have a few, errant children over there, but for the most part, everything's decided before we even get in the chamber. And so no one discussed the real issues of the legislation, and we were trying seriously to offer some improvements. I mean, I have to admit my amendment was a little facetious, and but I was trying to lighten the load a little bit. But for the most part, we worked very hard on those amendments, and we were very serious about them, and there is no interest by these folks to amend this bill or to take any input from anybody else other than whomever it is, the National Right to Work Committee, or whomever it is that's funding this organized effort on their part to pass this legislation. And I have a question for all of you that I hope you will take out of this room and get answered somehow. Who is paying for all the ads that they're running against the nice, hardworking, dedicated legislators who are doing their job in the best way they know how? Who is paying for those TV ads? Somebody's springing for it, and somebody needs to demand that we get an answer to that question.